Hello, I lost, but I'm happy I did. So let's get into it. But before we do that, this video is sponsored by this monkey hoodie that I'm wearing right now.
Psych, you just got played.
Not really. It's just my celebratory monkey hoodie, and whenever I get good news. This video is going to be a recap of my 48-hour film challenge that I went through a couple weeks ago. So if anyone's seen this video, I'm just going to talk about what happened and how it led to my ultimate demise and loss and crying. But for those who have not seen the video, my name is Michael Booker. I'm a filmmaker. I make films. This past weekend, I did a 48-hour film challenge where a bunch of people get together, they film a movie in a weekend, they submit it, you screen it, and then maybe you win awards at the very end. It's a very, very stressful, anxiety-ridden, suspenseful-filled weekend. This is our third time doing it. And over the years, we learned a couple of things just about finding ways to strategize when it comes to the 48-hour film challenge. And the way that we prepared this time is that we did our own a week before we did our actual 48-hour film challenge. So what we did was we got all of the genres that were going to be used for the event, and we made up our own character lines. We threw them into a randomizer, and it gave us all of our stuff. And the movie that we ended up making was pretty all right, but we got to learn what our production flow was going to be like, because this time around, our production crew was a little less than it was the year before when we did it. At the time, we were only going into it with one actor and just 4 crew members, and we were banking on just us just being in the movie, which isn't ideal, but if it's what we had to do, it's what we had to do. And so eventually we ended up getting other actors down the line. But we prepared a week beforehand, and we got ourselves a grasp of our production flow for how much time we need to spend filming, how much time we need to spend for travel time, how much time we need to spend for editing and sound. And the most important part is how much time you dedicate to just exporting, because exporting takes so much time. Sometimes you'll end up with a 20-minute render, and Premiere will definitely tell you that it's going to take 20 minutes to render your thing, and then 4 hours pass, and it still says 20 minutes, and you're like, Premiere, what are you doing? Come on, do better. But yeah, so we got our practice weekend out of the way, and it came to the actual thing, right? So our genres that we ended up getting for our 48-hour film challenge was film de femme and revenge, which is like a match made in heaven, because that's literally just like Kill Bill. You can do a lot with that. We all got together. We all came up with this really, really gross idea for a movie. Our sound guy came up with the original concept for the movie, and we all just kind of built off of that. So the movie that we came up with, the title is called The Husband Stitch. And if you don't know what that is, I mean, Google it at your own discretion. It's pretty gross. But the way that we got that name for our specific project, so we're in the writer's room, and mind you, it's mostly like a team of guys, right, making this female film. And that's not to say that men can't write female characters, but if you're making a movie about female experiences, you better have at least one female voice in there to be like, that's not accurate, bro. It's because you can't just be like, oh, here's 4 dudes being like, yeah, this is the female experience. But we were talking, we got to a certain point in our conversation where she butts in and she goes, that kind of sounds like The Husband Stitch. And everyone in the room was like, what is that? All dumb guys being like, what is that? And so we all took a moment, we researched it and looked it up, and we were just disgusted on what we learned, and we used that to influence our movie. It's a very awkward and atmospheric type horror project, and by the end I think it turned out pretty cool. The entire weekend I think I got 2 hours of sleep total, probably 2 or 3. Not only did I co-direct the movie, I edited the movie, and I shot the movie. So that means I'm working double time about the whole goddamn thing. If you ever do a 48-hour film challenge, here's a tip. Make sure you wrap by at least 5 p.m. because you want to at least get your edit started just a little bit whenever you finish, right? Take a moment to just recoup yourself and relax for a little bit, and then get to work immediately because time is ticking. We finished our film, submitted it, and we were on to just the regular screening where they screen every single movie. This year, I think there were 59 total movies, and I think 10 of them got disqualified. They were still shown, but 10 movies did get disqualified. And that's not to say that they're bad movies at all. It's just like some stuff happens. If you turn in your project late, or if it's a little too long, or if it's a little too short, unfortunately, that qualifies for disqualification. But they were, not going to lie, there were a lot of really, really, really good films. We got to see a bunch of films on that one weekend, and then it goes to the judges to judge which films go into the best of screening. So about a week passes, and we get this email that has a list of all of the nominated films. And just from past experiences with the 48, I thought we had a pretty good chance of getting nominated for a couple of awards, but I didn't think that we were going to be nominated for the best of. I'd like to think I'm an optimist, but there's a little bit of pessimism that sneaks through every once in a while where I'm like, maybe not. But one of our actors actually saw the list first and sent it to us, and we saw that we weren't just nominated for one award, but we were nominated for 13 different awards for our film, which included like best directing, best editing, and best film, which only a couple films get to make it to the best of. I think they pick five films. And so that was the first time that I've ever been nominated for best film, and I could not believe what I was seeing. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, oh wow. Compared to some of the other ones that I saw that night, I was like, okay, maybe we'll win a couple of these awards. I'm not sure if we're going to win the best film, though. I'm just not sure. Time comes for the actual screening. They screen all of the films that were nominated for best film, and then a bunch of other films that were just outstanding. And mind you, the films that they show, they're not all like A24 level, Stanley Kubrick, lighting with all candles. There was a mix between, high production and low production, but a lot of effort going into these films. And it was just a very, very cool event. But what ended up happening by the end of it was we actually did end up winning some of these awards that we were nominated for. And in fact, we actually won 8 different awards throughout the entire night for the best of screening, which was best editing, writing, use of genre, use of prop, best makeup, special effects, best female lead, best male supporting role, and then we got second place runner-up for the best film. I just couldn't believe it. And I felt very proud of our team and very honored to be recognized at all for the film that we managed to pull off in 48 hours, which was just so cool to see. And even though we didn't win the whole thing, like, I'm not disappointed. I still feel like second place is pretty good. These 48 film challenges, some people see them as contests, and that's just not what it is. If you're going into these solely for just like me, just to be like, yeah, I'm cool, you're missing the point. It's about building more in the filmmaking community. That's just what it is. It's more of a celebration of what filmmakers can do in 48 hours. And I can say with absolute certainty that I did not see one bad film at all. And a couple things that I learned from this experience is just have faith in yourself. You can give yourself a lot of self-doubt very, very easily. And I felt that throughout almost every step of the 48, which was let's just make something that we're passionate about. It's not all about winning that big prize. Just make something that you're passionate about. And then going down to be nominated, I'm like, well, maybe we'll win one. And then going down here, we ended up winning 8 out of 13, which I couldn't be more just proud. And specifically, one award that I want to talk about just for a second is this editing award. I've been editing for probably over like 10 years at this point, and I started when I was probably like 11 in 2012, and I was inspired by a bunch of different movies and mostly YouTube that got me into editing. If anyone knows what Lightworks is, that was the first editing software that I used for a bunch of my early videos that I posted on this YouTube channel. It's terrible. It's so bad. Upgraded to Hit Film for a little bit, and then I became a big boy, and then I buckled down and spent some bucks and got Premiere. This specific award, I'm very, very proud of this one. Oh, also, I just want to mention, for those who want to see this movie, I can't post it right now just because I have it submitted to another film festival, but later down the line, I will post it, not on this channel, but I have a separate channel to where we post all of our film projects, and it's called Just Ahead. And so I'll link it down below if you want to go check that out. We only have like a couple videos up on there, but anyone who's interested in watching that one, I'll have it linked down there if you want to go see it. I just want to say thank you to the Pittsburgh 48-hour film challenge for running such a cool event. This is an indelible moment right now. Baby steps. We're still moving on to something greater. We're always pushing forward. Have faith in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe. Hey, I prescribe you one belief in yourself, okay? I'm good at like 6 things tops. So if I can do it, you can do it. That's it. Bye.